In this episode of Cherishing Butterflies, we break open the chrysalis once more and talk about the day the chrysalis breaks, part 2. The day the chrysalis breaks is the name I give to the day we get diagnosed and we discover that we have Turner syndrome. In part 1, I talked about the ages and stages and how they affect our mental and emotional health when we get diagnosed, but there are other factors to consider. The accuracy and completeness of the medical information we are given when we are diagnosed with Turner syndrome is key to our mental and emotional health. When we are faced with a giant ball of unknowns and given a diagnosis for a syndrome we've never even heard before, the fear is real. On the day I was diagnosed, I traveled to UCSF Medical Center on my own at the age of 19. I got a simple blood test and waited about 3 weeks to hear an answer. When I arrived at UCSF Medical Center to get my diagnosis, I was sent to a medical counselor who informed me that I had gonadal dysgenesis, also known as Turner syndrome, and that this meant I was infertile. I was not given any information beyond this other than to encourage me to adopt, which is a wonderful idea but has nothing to do with being infertile. I had nowhere to turn, no one to talk to, didn't know anyone with the condition, and didn't know what it meant as far as my physical health, what risks that were involved, what my lifespan would be like. It was a whirlwind of the unknown. I remember going home in a complete daze, completely terrified. Having to deal with that on top of this new reality of having Turner syndrome was overwhelming. I cannot stress enough the importance of having solid, accurate medical information when you are diagnosed. It is so important. These days we have a wonderful resource called the internet where you can go online, find other people with the condition, talk with them, share information. You can have access to checklists of everything you should be doing to take care of yourself. You can contact medical people online. You can get so much information just by going on your computer. But back in 1995, this resource was not available to me, and I was very, very isolated. Even with today's technology, there's still a real lack of support and accurate information out there for those dealing with a new diagnosis of Turner syndrome, not only for patients, but also for parents when they are receiving a diagnosis for their child. The other thing that struck me was the isolation. I didn't know anyone else with this condition, and again, no internet. The hospital did not give me any links to support groups or have information about the condition. In fact, I was not even given handouts about it. I did not even have a pamphlet when I left that medical counselor's office to tell me a few points about Turner syndrome. In addition to accurate medical information and a connection to the community, Turner syndrome patients need to start screenings and tests to see where their health is and plan with their doctor what to do next. A general practitioner is generally not enough. We require a team of specialists in order to receive the best care. Often, this is not only unavailable because doctors do not know what we require, but it is also often unavailable because there's a lack of medical coverage, particularly here in the United States. Last thing I want to touch on is the importance of emotional and mental care for the Turner syndrome patient and for their families that are going through this journey with them. The day of diagnosis has the potential to be one of the most traumatic experiences in our lives. Without specific care at the time of diagnosis, it takes much longer for us to come out of a state of being traumatized to come to a place where we are able to advocate for our health. What was in place to take care of my mental and emotional health? The answer, nothing. I was not sent to anybody who was qualified to help me go through this diagnosis or understood how I felt. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for continuing to share them with other people. Help me spread awareness. Let's improve the diagnosis experience so that the day the chrysalis breaks is not the day the rest of us breaks too.